Welcome back to the Core Cars News Tech Lab. Today we're going to take a look at 10 brand new or very updated Roku channels that I think everybody should check out. These are new Roku channels or ones that have been updated in the last month or so that I haven't talked about yet. My hope here is, while you may know of some of these channels, maybe you're not interested in some of these channels, but something here will jump out at you and help you get the most out of your Roku player or Roku TV. Before we get into that though, do me a quick favor. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button, hit the thumbs up. Helps us a lot because it lets YouTube know you enjoy what we're doing, and hopefully we can help you get the most out of your Roku player and TV. So I won't demo these on a Roku TV, but this will work on all Roku versions, so Roku Sticks, Ultra, Express, etc. can all access these Roku channels. Now right off the bat is one that's been around for a while. So QVC and Home Shopping Network have had a Roku channel for a while, but now they have a new one, which is combined into a single one instead of two, because they have the same parent company now. And it allows you to do a lot of cool features, including, like you've been able to, buy content right through your Roku. So if you see something that you're watching, you like it, using your Roku's payment method, you can actually buy it. So right here at the top, you can see live feeds of the channels. You got QVC, Home Shopping Network. You know, the second channel is 3. I didn't even know QVC had a third channel, the Beauty IQ channel. But then they also have collections here where you can go down and say, I want to take a look at the recent thing of Kitchen with Dave and more. So I can go in here and actually look at particular collections, particular topics. You know, I can look at the best of jewelry, recent jewelry things out there. A lot, lock and lock storage apparently, and more. So this may not be for everybody, but I get a lot of questions about QVC. And the good thing is their new Roku channel is a huge improvement over the other. You can actually buy it right here. You can watch live for free. You can watch on demand for particular categories you are interested in. So it's a pretty good option. The other one here is Fox Sports. So Fox Sports is been fully updated as part of the deal with Disney. So Fox, 21st Century Fox was sold to Disney. With that went the regional sports networks, which are now owned by Sinclair. But that meant the Fox Sports app and the Fox Sports Go app have been split. So now the new Fox Sports app is where you watch things like the Big Ten Network and FS1, FS2, and maybe content streaming from your local Fox here. And you can see the upcoming, like right here, local Fox, the Florida Atlantic versus Ohio State game. I can stream here. In the past, there was one app that would have also included your regional Fox Sports networks. Now that app is called Fox Sports Go. So Fox Sports Go gives you your regional sports networks, and Fox Sports gives you FS1, FS2, Big Ten Network, etc. So keep this in mind. It's a pretty cool change. They've updated the app too with some cool new features. But because of the sale, there's now 2 of them. So as football season kicks off, if you're trying to find maybe your Fox Regional Sports Network coverage, you have to get the Fox Sports Go app. If you want the Fox Sports FS or Fox Sports from your local Fox, you have to get the Fox Sports Roku channel. So just wanted to point that change out there. I do like the new update. I think it's an improvement over the old version. Speaking of improvements, so Sony Crackle sold Sony Crackle to the family behind, or the company behind Chicken Soup for the Soul Media. And they've renamed it. It's back to Crackle, which is what it used to be before Sony rebranded it. And they've made some minor changes, mostly graphical, but they're starting to add a lot more content here that's not just Sony-owned content. Though most of it is Sony. Like you got the original Charlie's Angels here, Looper, and more. You have the new Charlie Angels TV series, apparently. I didn't realize there was a new TV series. Ghost Rider, Predator, and more is all still in here, including like The Walk and more Sony movies. But then they're adding in content from the parent company that now owns it, which is a pretty cool addition there, so that we now have other options. But if you're looking for Sony Crackle, it's gone. It's just called Crackle now, so keep that in mind. All right. Next up, TVT is a company that has a ton of Roku channels. They just rolled out a ton of them. These are classics. So this is the Cosby and Hope, a bunch of the specials from the 1940s. I think they just stuck to the 1940s, yeah. And there's a collection of these. Now, I kind of wish TVT would have one channel here, which would include all their classic TV shows and all the collections in one spot. Instead, they've gone the route of having different collections by different creators, which is kind of cool because if you're a Cosby and Hope fan and you want to check out their different collections of their programs, you can now do that for free on your Roku. The downside is you have to keep buying different, or they're free, excuse me, you keep downloading different Roku channels for different collections. So make sure you check out the streaming channel store recently added to find out more from TVT on their classic movies and TV programming there. Next up is Travel Network. Now this is not the Travel Channel, this is the Travel Network, which streams a ton of content here. And some of it's very long form. This is a 47-minute programming here about India, Belgium, Italy, and more. So tons of content here about travel. So if you're looking for a free way to watch a lot of content about traveling, check out the Travel Network. Again, not the Travel Channel, but the Travel Network. It has a ton of content in here. And it's a lot from one particular group there. And they have it broken out by different ones. So they're talking about flying on super cheap airlines, Ryanair here, and more. So different experiences, different trips from how you get there to what you see when you're there, taking travel tours to exploring it on your own. If you are a travel fan, try out the Travel Network. This next one is one I wanted to talk about to represent a collection of them. Recently, more and more local TV stations are launching Roku channels. This one is WMFD, just went live out of Mansfield, Ohio. I hope I'm saying that right. It's 100% free, includes a lot of their content from their news department and more there. Let me launch this. But this is a great option if you live in a town, see if your local network's there, because they even have things like high school sports streaming here, high school sports program. Some of this is not what you would find on their normal TV network, right? Most NBC, etc., won't be streaming high school or airing high school sports live during prime time. But a growing number of them are putting high school sports and more local small colleges for free inside their Roku channels. So you can find a ton of content here. Check it out. Look for your local station. This is just one I picked out at random to demo it. But there's a lot of local TV stations out there offering free content. Of course, there's other ones like Stir and NewsOn that compiles Haystack TV, a ton of their content from different places into a single app. But many have their own. So check it out. All right. A lot of people ask me, Luke, what's a good relaxation one? So this is a new channel called Northern Lights, which just has a relaxing. I'm going to cut that off there so we don't infringe on their copyright. But it just has a collection of great Northern Lights content out there where you can watch a relaxing video of Northern Lights on your Roku. Now, it is available. There's many things like this that have been added recently, relaxing screensavers, relaxing channels, where it's just like, hey, our TV is our centerpiece of our living room for most people. What do we do with it when it's not on? And these type of Roku channels are trying to say, hey, use us if you're having a party. Let us be your background. Let us be a beautiful picture frame to the world for when people are watching it. So there's many of these channels out there. Make sure you check them out so you don't miss anything that they're offering. All right, so those are a bunch of the new ones. I wanted to point out a few that have been actually, there's one more new, but two more that have been really updated too. Number one is Stir, which offers both local news and live TV. Talked about it in the past, but they've actually been adding a lot of new content recently. There is a growing amount of free content on Stir, both live and on demand. You can do things like watch Comment and Buzzard and more. But you can also watch your local news, Gordon Ramsay 24/7, etc. So we'll back out there so we won't run any copyright issues. But check out Stir. If you have it, if you bypass it, didn't like the content there, because they've really added a lot of content recently. So check out Stir for more free local news, free movies, free TV shows. Also, the Weather Channel is finally available on Roku as a standalone app. It does allow a short free preview. If you have a provider that will allow you to watch it, you can watch it here. But they do give you a free preview to test out to see if you like it, which is pretty cool. So it gives you about 10 minutes, and you get a little bar at the bottom here where you can see your local weather depending where you are. You can also go into My Weather here. There we go. so I can see at any given moment my local forecasts, which is a pretty nice feature. And then you can also go turn on closed captions and do different things. So check this out. 100% free to look at some of this. After 10 minutes, you need a cable provider to keep watching the Weather Channel on your Roku. I don't know. I haven't been able to get Fubo to work. Let me know. Fubo is one of the options that offers this. DirecTV Now does, but it's over $100 a month. Or AT&T TV Now, but I don't even consider that really cord cutting. And then Friendly is a $5.99 service that offers access to the Weather Channel, but I don't believe they're supported as a login for the Weather Channel at this time. All right, our last channel of the day is the Roku Channel. I've probably seen Luke, you've talked about this, but they added something cool. So they've been adding more and more live content, right? So you got just in, you got all this new live content like the Fubo Sports Network and more, but they've also added a dedicated kids area here. So if you want a bunch of free content that you feel safe that your kids can watch, they have everything from, you know, Leapfrog to My Little Pony, Pokemon, Minecraft content. You can say, hey, you know, my daughter's in this age range. Let's see what kind of content they offer here. You can go in here and set up parental controls. So using your Roku pin, you can say, hey, ban all Roku movies in here that are R-rated and higher and more unless I enter the pin. The other thing is if you have, let's say, an HBO subscription through the Roku channel, you will be able to access like Sesame Street content from HBO inside this kid-friendly area. So they can't access Game of Thrones here, but they're accessing, you know, Sesame Street, which now airs first on HBO. So check this all out. Tons of content in here. And they promise more and more content will continue to become classic content like the original Superman cartoons to new content that is much more my daughter's generation, we'll call it. I mean, there's even stuff here for kids. You know, the Sonic the Hedgehog show that anybody who grew up in the 90s, 80s, the Super Mario Brothers Super Show is streaming for free over here. So they got a little collection of everything here. So that's it. That's the top 10 new Roku channels that have been recently added or very updated. So quick recap, and I'll put a link to all these in the show notes down below. QVC and Home Shopping Network have a new channel. The new Fox Sports Roku channel, which is separate from Fox Sports Go. Crackle, no longer Sony Crackle, new owners, new name to just Crackle. TVT, which offers a ton of classic shows. The Travel Network, look for your local TV station. Dozens have been added recently. The Northern Lights for relaxing light. Stir, the Weather Channel, and what's new on the Roku channel. I hope something here sparked your interest, helped you find something you didn't know about before. I know maybe you knew about some of this, but maybe you didn't. So hopefully we helped you find something cool and new. If you have a Roku channel you think we should check out and recommend, leave us a comment. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. It helps us a lot. And we'll see you tomorrow with more cord cutting news, tips, tricks, and reviews.